The darkness of space surrounded the ship like a black ocean. Captain Lee Taman stood on the bridge, watching the stars through the main window. His ship, the Silent Thunder, moved through space without making any sound or light. No alien could see them coming. "Captain," said Dr. Park Ji-won from her station, "we are getting close to Nexus Prime. The alien capital world is just ahead." Taman nodded. He had been waiting for this moment for months. The Silent Thunder was a special ship. It could hide from any alien scanner. For 4,000 years, humans had been building ships like this one, ships that could go anywhere without being seen. "How many alien ships are around the planet?" asked Lieutenant Commander Kim Da-eun. She was young but smart. Her job was to watch for enemy ships and plan attacks. Ji-won looked at her screens. "I count over 300 ships. All different types. The big ones look like battleships. The smaller ones are probably scouts." Taemin walked closer to the window. Far ahead, he could see the lights of Nexus Prime. It was a huge planet covered in cities. Billions of aliens lived there. They thought they ruled the galaxy. They thought humans were gone forever. They were wrong. "Captain," said Da-eun, "I am picking up a strange signal. It looks like the aliens are planning something big." "What kind of signal?" Taemin asked. Da-eun worked at her controls for a few minutes. Her face became serious. "Sir, this is bad. They are talking about something called the final cleansing. They want to kill every remaining primitive species in the outer sectors." Ji-won looked up from her station. "That includes our hidden colonies. If they find our people..." Taemin felt his hands become fists. 4,000 years ago, the aliens had tried to kill all humans. They thought they had won. They thought humans were too weak to fight back. But humans had escaped. They had hidden in empty star systems. They had grown strong in the darkness. "Show me the signal," Taemin said. Da-eun put the alien message on the main screen. The words were in the alien trade language, but the computer changed them to human words. Taemin read the message twice. His anger grew with each word. The aliens were planning to send massive fleets to every unexplored area of space. They would destroy any world with life on it. They called it cleaning. Taemin called it murder. "How long do we have?" he asked. "The message says they will start in 6 months," Ji-won answered. "But sir, there is something else. I am getting another signal. This one is for us." "For us?" Taemin was surprised. "From who?" "Earth Command, sir. It is using our secret codes." Earth Command was the hidden government of all humans. They had been quiet for so long that Taemin sometimes forgot they existed. But now they were sending messages. That meant something big was happening. "Put it on screen," Taemin ordered. The message was short but clear. It gave them coordinates for a secret meeting place. At the end, there were just 3 words. "Time to return." Taemin felt his heart beat faster. For 4,000 years, humans had been waiting, learning, getting stronger. They had become something new, something the aliens could never imagine. "Set course for those coordinates," he told the pilot. As the Silent Thunder turned away from Nexus Prime, Taemin thought about what was coming. The aliens had no idea what humans had become during their long hiding. They thought humans were still the same weak species they had almost destroyed. Soon they would learn the truth. The ship moved through space for 3 days. They passed alien patrol ships, but none of them saw the Silent Thunder. Human technology was far better than anything the aliens had. On the 3rd day, they reached the meeting place. It was an empty area of space between 2 dead stars. At first, Taemin saw nothing. Then one by one, other human ships appeared. They had been hiding just like the Silent Thunder. "My God," whispered Da-eun. "There are so many of them." Taemin counted 50 ships. Each one was different, but they all had the same advanced technology. These were the hidden fleet of humanity. A message came from the largest ship. "Captain Lee Taemin, you are ordered to come aboard the flagship immediately." Taemin took a small shuttle to the flagship. Inside, he met with other human captains. They all looked different. Some had been changed by genetic engineering. Others had cybernetic parts. All of them looked dangerous. The meeting was led by a woman with silver hair. She introduced herself as Admiral Choi Woo-jin. Taemin had heard stories about her. She was one of the first humans to be enhanced with alien technology. "Captains," she said, "the time for hiding is over. Earth Command has decided that humanity will return to the galaxy. But we will not return as the weak species the aliens remember. We will return as something they have never seen before." She showed them pictures on a large screen. Pictures of human colonies that had been growing in secret. Pictures of new weapons and ships. Pictures of human soldiers who looked more like machines than people. For 4,000 years we have been preparing for this day, the Admiral continued. We have studied every alien species. We know their weaknesses. We have built weapons they cannot defend against. We have become the perfect hunters. Taman listened to the plan. It was brilliant and terrible at the same time. Humans would not announce their return with peaceful messages. They would show the aliens what 4,000 years of anger and preparation had created. The meeting ended with simple orders. Each captain would return to their sector and wait. When the time came, they would strike together. The galaxy would learn that humanity had never been extinct. They had just been getting ready. As Taemin returned to his ship, he looked back at Nexus Prime in the distance. The aliens there were still planning their final cleansing. They had no idea that their own final day was coming. Da-Yun met him at the shuttle bay. "Captain, what are our orders?" Taemin smiled. It was not a nice smile. "We wait and we watch, and when the signal comes, we remind the galaxy what monsters really look like." The silent thunder disappeared back into the darkness, carrying its deadly crew toward their destiny. Behind them, the alien capital world continued to shine in the night, unaware that humanity's children were coming home. The hidden world of New Terra floated in the heart of a purple nebula. From the outside, it looked like empty space filled with gas and dust. No alien scanner could see through the thick clouds. But inside the nebula, a massive planet spun slowly around an artificial star. Admiral Choi Woo-jin stood in the war room, deep inside New Terra's mountain fortress. Around her, holographic displays showed the entire galaxy. Red dots marked alien worlds. Blue dots showed human colonies. There were far more blue dots than any alien would believe possible. "Report," she said to the officers gathered around the main table. Colonel Yoon So-young stepped forward. She was tall and moved like a hunting cat. Her eyes had been replaced with cybernetic ones that glowed softly in the dim light. "The Phantom Core is ready, Admiral. We have agents on every major alien world. They have been living there for decades, waiting for orders." The Admiral nodded. The Phantom Core was humanity's greatest secret weapon. They were soldiers who had been changed so much that they could look like any alien species. Some had been surgically altered. Others used advanced technology to change their appearance. All of them were deadly. "How many agents do we have in place?" the Admiral asked. "Over 10,000, So-young replied. They hold important jobs in alien governments, military forces, and research centers. Some are advisors to alien leaders. Others work in weapons factories. When we give the signal, the alien civilization will collapse from within." Engineer Sergeant Kang Min-ho raised his hand. He was shorter than the others, but his body was more machine than human. Wires ran under his skin, and his left arm had been replaced with a robotic limb that could interface with any computer system. "Admiral," he said, "our technology teams have been busy. We can now copy and improve any alien weapon or ship design in less than 6 hours. What took them centuries to build, we can make better in days." The Admiral walked to a large window that looked out over New Terra's main city. Millions of humans lived here, but it was just one of hundreds of hidden worlds. Each world specialized in different things. Some built ships, others trained soldiers. A few focused on creating new weapons that could kill entire planets. "Show me the latest developments," she ordered. Kang Min-ho activated a holographic display. It showed a sleek human battleship next to a bulky alien one. "This is their newest dreadnought," he explained. "It took them 50 years to design and build. We captured one last month, took it apart, and rebuilt it with our improvements. Our version is twice as fast, 3 times as powerful, and completely invisible to their sensors." The display changed to show human soldiers. They looked normal from the outside, but the Admiral knew better. These soldiers had been enhanced with the best technology from dozens of alien species. Their bones were harder than steel. Their muscles could lift impossible weights. Their brains had been improved to process information faster than any computer. "The enhancement program is complete," said Dr. Ryu Chang-min, the head of human genetic research. He looked old, but the Admiral knew he was over 200 years old. Human lifespans had been greatly extended during the hiding years. "Every human soldier can now survive in any environment," Dr. Ryu continued. "They can breathe poison gas, withstand extreme heat or cold, and heal from wounds that would kill normal humans. More importantly, they can think and react faster than any alien warrior." Colonel So-young smiled. Would you like to see a demonstration, Admiral? The Admiral nodded. So Young spoke into her communicator, and a few minutes later a young woman entered the room. She looked completely normal, but the Admiral could see the small changes that marked her as enhanced. Her movements were too smooth. Her eyes focused too quickly. This is Sergeant Lee Hai-jin, So Young said. She volunteered for the full enhancement program. Sergeant, please show the Admiral what you can do. The young woman walked to a wall that looked like solid metal. Without any effort, she pushed her hand through it like it was soft clay. Then she pulled out a piece of alien technology that had been hidden inside the wall. Adaptive matter phasing, So Young explained. Our soldiers can now walk through walls, armor, and energy shields. No alien defense can stop them. The Admiral was impressed but not surprised. Humanity had been working on such technology for decades. What about our fleet? Kang Min-ho brought up new displays. We have completed construction of the main battle fleet, 10,000 ships of various sizes, all using our most advanced technology. Each ship can defeat 10 alien vessels of the same size. But that is not our greatest achievement, added Dr. Ryu. Show her the quantum weapons. The display changed to show what looked like a simple metal sphere. This device can unmake matter at the quantum level, Dr. Ryu explained. When activated, it causes the target to simply stop existing. No explosion, no debris. The target just disappears. The Admiral felt a cold satisfaction. The aliens had tried to destroy humanity because they thought humans were too dangerous to live alongside other species. They had been right, but not in the way they imagined. Humans were dangerous because they learned, adapted, and improved faster than any other species in the galaxy. There is something else, said So Young. Our psychological warfare division has prepared something special for the aliens. She activated a new display that showed alien communication networks. We have been studying alien cultures for 4,000 years. We know exactly what scares each species. When we begin our return, we will not just attack their bodies. We will attack their minds. The Admiral looked at the faces around her. These were the leaders of humanity's hidden civilization. They had spent their entire lives preparing for this moment. Their parents and grandparents had done the same. For 4,000 years, humans had thought of nothing but becoming strong enough to take back their place in the galaxy. The aliens made a mistake when they tried to kill us, the Admiral said. They thought we would die quietly. Instead, they taught us that the universe is not safe. They showed us that only the strongest survive. So we became the strongest. She walked back to the main display and pointed at the red dots that marked alien worlds. Soon, these worlds will learn what 4,000 years of human determination can create. We are no longer the species that begged for mercy. We are the species that defines what mercy means. Dr. Ryu stepped forward. Admiral, there is one more thing. Our deep space sensors have detected something troubling. The aliens are beginning to move their fleets toward the outer sectors. The final cleansing has begun ahead of schedule. The Admiral felt her enhanced heart beat faster. The time for preparation was over. Send the signal to all fleet commanders. Operation Resurrection begins now. Around the room, officers began activating communication systems. Across the galaxy, hidden human ships received the same message. After 4,000 years of waiting, humanity was ready to return. But they would not return as the weak species the aliens remembered. They would return as the ultimate predators, shaped by millennia of careful planning and enhancement. The galaxy was about to learn that when you try to destroy humanity, you only make them stronger. The Admiral looked out at the stars one last time before the war began. Somewhere out there, alien leaders were congratulating themselves on their coming victory. They had no idea that their greatest fear was about to become reality. Humanity was coming home. Captain Lim Jae-sung watched the alien patrol fleet through his ship's advanced sensors. 12 enemy vessels moved in a standard formation, completely unaware that death was hunting them. His stealth destroyer, the Shadow Strike, was invisible to their primitive detection systems. All ships report ready, Captain, said his weapons officer. Around them in the void, 9 other human ships waited in perfect silence. The aliens would never see them coming. Begin the hunt, Jae-sung ordered quietly. The attack was over in 30 seconds. Human ships appeared like ghosts, fired their quantum disruptors, and vanished again. The alien patrol fleet simply ceased to exist. No wreckage remained. No distress signals were sent. They had been erased from reality as if they had never been there at all. Target eliminated, Jae-sung reported to Fleet Command. Moving to next coordinates. This was happening in 12 star systems at the same time. Human strike teams were systematically destroying alien military forces without leaving any evidence. To the aliens, their ships and bases were simply disappearing. On the planet Corvin 7, General Nam Hyun-woo led his enhanced soldiers through an alien military complex. The base was supposed to be impregnable. Energy shields protected it from orbit. Thousands of alien soldiers guarded it. None of that mattered to humans who could walk through walls and move faster than alien eyes could follow. Team Alpha, secure the command center. Hyun-woo spoke into his communicator. Team Beta, destroy the weapons depot. Team Gamma, eliminate all communications equipment. His soldiers moved through the base like deadly shadows. Alien guards fired their weapons at empty air. By the time they realized they were under attack, half their number was already dead. The enhanced humans were too fast, too strong, and too smart for any alien defense. Within an hour, the entire base was under human control. Hyun-woo stood in the command center, looking at the alien computers. Sergeant Kim, download all their military data. I want to know everything about their fleet movements. The young soldier connected a human device to the alien system. Information flowed into human databases faster than the aliens could detect the intrusion. Within minutes, humanity knew the location and strength of every alien military unit in 3 sectors. Sir, said Sergeant Kim, we have a problem. The aliens are starting to notice that their bases are going silent. They are sending investigation teams. Hyun-woo smiled. Perfect. Let them come. We will be waiting. Far away on New Terra, Intelligence Director Oh Sun-mi sat in her office, surrounded by screens showing alien communication networks. She was the master of psychological warfare, and she was about to unleash humanity's most terrifying weapon, fear itself. Begin transmission, she ordered her team. Across the galaxy, alien communication systems suddenly filled with strange signals. At first, the aliens thought it was random interference. Then they began to understand what they were seeing. The transmissions showed ancient human history, images of human warriors from Earth's bloodiest wars, videos of human soldiers fighting impossible odds and winning, records of human achievements that defied alien understanding of what was possible. But the most terrifying part was the message that came with the images. It was simple and spoken in perfect alien languages. We remember everything. We have been watching you. We are coming. Alien leaders across the galaxy gathered in emergency meetings. They tried to trace the signals, but the transmissions seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. Their best computer specialist could not block them or understand how they were being sent. What does this mean? Asked High Commander Vex 9 of the Third Fleet. He was a member of the Zephyrian species, known for their logical thinking and calm nature. But now his forearms shook with something he had never felt before. Genuine fear. It means, said his advisor, that someone wants us to know they are out there. Someone who knows our languages, our communication systems, and our history. But who? Vex 9 demanded. We destroyed all the primitive species in this sector thousands of years ago. His advisor, a creature called Niltok, moved his tentacles nervously. Sir, there were rumors. Stories about one species that escaped the Great Purge. But those were just myths. What species? Vex 9 asked, though he already feared the answer. Humans, sir. But that is impossible. Humans were weak. They had no advanced technology. They could not have survived this long. On New Terra, Oh Sun-mi watched the alien communications with satisfaction. Fear was spreading through their networks like a virus. Alien commanders were demanding answers that no one could give. Some were pulling their fleets back to defend their home worlds. Others were sending ships to investigate empty space, chasing signals that led nowhere. Phase 2, she ordered. The second wave of transmissions was more personal. Alien leaders began receiving messages addressed to them by name. The messages contained detailed information about their families, their homes, and their personal histories. Information that should have been impossible for anyone to know. High Commander Vex 9, one message began. We know about your daughter on Zephyr. Prime. We know about your secret research facility on Moon. Gamma 7. We know that you personally ordered the destruction of the human colony ship. Endeavor 4,000 years ago. We have been watching you, Vex 9. We remember what you did. Similar messages went to hundreds of alien leaders. Each one was perfectly crafted to cause maximum psychological damage. The aliens realized that whoever was sending these messages had been observing them for a very long time. Panic began to spread through alien space. Ships changed course without explanation. Military leaders demanded extra security for their families. Some alien species began to suspect each other of being the source of the mysterious transmissions. Captain Lim Jae-sung and his strike teams continued their silent war. Every day, more alien military assets simply vanished. Patrol fleets, research stations, weapons depots, communication relays all disappeared without trace. The aliens tried to adapt. They sent larger fleets. They increased security. They changed their patrol routes randomly. Nothing worked. The invisible enemy seemed to know their every move before they made it. "Sir," reported Lieutenant Commander Park Sora from the Shadow Strike's intelligence station, "alien fleet movements are becoming increasingly erratic. They are pulling ships back from the outer sectors." "Good," Jae-sung replied. "Fear makes them predictable. Continue the operation." On Corvin 7, General Hyon Woo received new orders from Earth Command. His mission was expanding beyond simple raids. Now he was to capture alien leaders and extract information about their military capabilities. "Target acquired," he reported as his soldiers surrounded an alien command bunker. "Initiating capture protocol." The enhanced humans moved through the bunker's defenses like they did not exist. Energy barriers could not stop soldiers who could phase through matter. Automated weapons could not hit targets that moved faster than their targeting systems could track. Within minutes, Hyun-woo stood face-to-face with Admiral Kex Prime, the alien commander responsible for defending this entire sector. The alien's three eyes widened in terror as he saw the human for the first time. "Impossible," Kex Prime whispered. "Humans are extinct. We made sure of that." "No," Hyun-woo replied calmly. "You just taught us to be more careful. Now you are going to tell us everything about your military forces. Or we will extract the information from your mind directly." The alien's capture was not reported to his superiors. As far as the alien military knew, Admiral Kex Prime had simply vanished like so many others. Intelligence Director Oh Sun-mi watched the growing chaos in alien space with professional satisfaction. Her psychological warfare campaign was working better than expected. Alien species were beginning to turn on each other, suspecting treachery and hidden enemies within their own ranks. "The Confederation is fracturing," she reported to Admiral Choi Woo-jin. "Some species are withdrawing from joint operations. Others are demanding explanations that their leaders cannot provide." "Perfect," the Admiral replied. "Fear and suspicion will do more damage than our weapons ever could." Continue the operation. As the Shadow War continued, one truth became clear to every alien leader in the galaxy. They were being hunted by something that understood them perfectly while remaining completely unknown itself. Something that could strike anywhere, anytime, without warning or mercy. The hunters had become the hunted, and they had no idea what was stalking them through the darkness between the stars. High Commander Vex 9 stood in the emergency council chamber on Nexus Prime, surrounded by the leaders of 17 alien species. The great hall that had once buzzed with confident planning now felt cold and filled with fear. Half the seats were empty. Some leaders had fled to their home worlds, others had simply vanished without explanation. "We must face the truth," Vex 9 said, his forearms trembling slightly. "We are at war with an enemy we cannot see, cannot understand, and cannot defeat with conventional tactics." "Impossible," growled Supreme General Thok Maran of the warrior species Krex Noth. "We have the largest military force in galactic history. Over 50,000 ships, billions of soldiers. No single species could threaten us." "Then explain this," said High Scientist Zilvera, activating the chamber's main display. It showed a map of alien space with red zones marking areas where their forces had disappeared. "In 3 months, we have lost over 2,000 ships, 400 bases, and dozens of high-ranking officers. All without seeing the enemy even once." The council members stared at the display in growing horror. The red zones covered nearly a quarter of their territory, and they were expanding daily. "The humans are dead," insisted Admiral Rex Cole of the Nexarian fleet. "We destroyed them ourselves 4,000 years ago. This must be some other species. Perhaps the Vorthak from beyond the galactic rim." Vex 9 slowly shook his massive head. "No. The psychological warfare patterns, the advanced technology, the surgical precision of the attacks. This matches historical human behavior. But humans as we never imagined they could become." On the hidden world of New Terra, Fleet Admiral Seo Jun-ho stood before the largest gathering of human ships ever assembled. 10,000 vessels hung in space around the artificial planet, each one bristling with weapons that could crack worlds. After 4,000 years of secret construction, humanity's grand fleet was ready for war. "Today we stop hiding," Jun-ho announced to his captains via communication link. "Today, we show the galaxy what 4 millennia of preparation has created." The Admiral was old by human standards, nearly 150 years, but genetic enhancements had kept him strong and sharp. His cybernetic eye could see across vast distances, and his enhanced brain could process tactical information faster than any computer. "All ships, prepare for quantum jump to Nexus Prime. We will decloak directly above their capital world. Let them see what the children of Earth have become." Across the fleet, human ships activated their jump drives. The technology was based on alien designs but improved far beyond what any alien species had achieved. Where alien ships took hours to charge their drives, human ships could jump instantly. Space twisted and folded as 10,000 human warships disappeared from the hidden nebula. On Nexus Prime, Diplomat General Bei Yunji sat in her small ship, invisible to alien sensors as it orbited their capital world. She had been waiting for this moment her entire life. As humanity's chief negotiator, her job was to speak for her species when they finally revealed themselves. She was beautiful by human standards, but her appearance was deceiving. Like all human diplomats, she had been enhanced for perfect memory, lightning-fast analysis, and complete emotional control. She could negotiate with any alien species while simultaneously planning their destruction if talks failed. "Admiral Jun-ho," she spoke into her communicator. "I am in position. Begin the revelation." Above Nexus Prime, space suddenly filled with human ships. They appeared all at once, materializing out of nothing like ghosts becoming solid. The alien orbital defenses had no time to react before they found themselves surrounded by a fleet that dwarfed anything they had ever seen. On the planet's surface, 10 billion aliens looked up at the sky in terror as human ships blocked out the stars. Each vessel was a masterpiece of destructive engineering, sleek and deadly and completely alien to anything in the Confederation database. "Attention, species of the Galactic Confederation." Bei Yunji's voice broadcast across every communication channel on every world in alien space.
"This is Diplomat General Bei Yunji, speaking for the Human Republic."
"We are the species you believed you had exterminated 4,000 years ago."
"You were wrong." In the council chamber, the alien leaders sat frozen in shock.
Through the chamber's windows, they could see the massive human fleet hanging above their world like a sword ready to fall. "We are the children of a world where everything evolved to kill everything else," Bei Yunji continued. "You tried to destroy us because you feared what we might become. Your fear was justified, but your solution was flawed. You cannot destroy humans by attacking them. You can only teach them to become better killers." High Commander Vex 9 tried to access the planetary defense systems, but his controls would not respond. Every screen in the chamber displayed the same message: system controlled by human forces. "For 4,000 years we have been watching you," the human diplomat continued. "We have studied your weaknesses, copied your technology, and improved upon everything you thought you had perfected. We know your languages, your cultures, your fears, and your military capabilities. We have been living among you, appearing as your own species, serving as your advisors and friends." The revelation hit the alien leaders like a physical blow. The idea that humans had been among them, disguised and undetected for millennia, was more terrifying than any weapon. "You may be wondering why we have not simply destroyed you," Bei Yunji said. "The answer is simple. We are not you. We do not murder entire species out of fear, but we also will not allow threats to our survival to continue." Admiral Jun-ho watched from his flagship as the Confederation's Grand Fleet began to mobilize. 50,000 alien ships converged on Nexus Prime from across the galaxy, ready to defend their capital world. It was exactly what the humans had expected. "Dr. Ryu," Jun-ho spoke to his science officer, "are the quantum viruses ready?" Dr. Ryu Changmin, now serving as the fleet's chief scientist, nodded grimly. "All virus packages are prepared and loaded into our transmission arrays. The moment the alien fleet enters range, we can infect their entire network." The quantum viruses were humanity's most secret weapon. They were self-replicating programs that could spread through any computer network instantly, taking control of ships, weapons, and defense systems. What had taken human scientists decades to develop could be deployed in seconds. "Sir," reported Captain Lee Taman from his position in the fleet, "alien forces are approaching. Estimated arrival in 6 hours. Let them come," Junho replied. "They need to see what real power looks like." On Nexus Prime, Diplomat General Bei Yunji continued her broadcast to the galaxy. "We offer you a simple choice. Surrender unconditionally and accept human authority over galactic affairs, or face the consequences of your aggression against our species." "Never," screamed Supreme General Thokmaran over the communication channel. "We will fight you with everything we have. 50,000 ships against your 10,000. We will show you that numbers still matter." Bei Yunji's response was calm and cold. "General, you are thinking like the primitive species you are. You see ships and think of strength. We see ships and think of targets. When the Confederation fleet arrived at Nexus Prime, they found the human ships waiting in perfect formation. The aliens outnumbered them 5-1, but something felt wrong. The human fleet was too calm, too confident. "All ships attack," ordered Supreme Admiral Kothvel, commander of the Confederation forces. 50,000 alien ships opened fire at once. Energy beams and missiles filled space like a deadly light show. But when the weapons struck the human ships, something impossible happened. The attack simply passed through them as if the human fleet was made of ghosts. "Phase shielding activated," reported Dr. Ryu. "Their weapons cannot touch us, but ours can touch them." Admiral Junho smiled grimly. "Deploy the quantum viruses. End this." Invisible transmissions shot out from the human fleet, carrying digital death to every alien ship. Within seconds, the quantum viruses had infected the entire Confederation network. Alien ships found their weapons turning on each other. Their shields failed. Their engines shut down. The greatest fleet ever assembled by alien species was defeated without the humans firing a single shot. Ships that had taken decades to build became helpless metal boxes floating in space. "This is impossible," whispered High Commander Vex 9 as he watched his mighty fleet destroy itself. "No," replied Bei Yunji's voice from every speaker in the council chamber. "This is evolution. 4,000 years ago you tried to kill the human species. Today the human species accepts your surrender. The battle for galactic supremacy was over in 6 hours. The age of alien dominance had ended, and the time of human rule had begun." 6 months after the fall of the Galactic Confederation, President Park Min-seo stood at the podium in what had once been the Alien Council Chamber. The massive hall on Nexus Prime had been renamed Liberation Station, and today it hosted the first assembly of the Human Galactic Republic. Around her sat representatives from dozens of species. Some were former Confederation members who had accepted human rule. Others were species that had been oppressed by the aliens for millennia and were now free. All of them looked at the human president with a mixture of respect and fear. Park Min-seo was not what most aliens expected a human leader to look like. She was small and appeared gentle, with kind eyes and a warm smile. But the aliens had learned that human appearances could be very deceiving. This woman commanded the most powerful military force in galactic history. "Citizens of the galaxy," she began, her voice carried to billions of beings across thousands of worlds. "Today, we begin a new age. An age where strength protects the weak instead of destroying them. An age where fear gives way to cooperation." In the audience, High Commander Vex 9 sat with the other former Confederation leaders. His forearms were no longer shaking with fear. Instead, he felt something he had not experienced in centuries: hope. The humans had defeated his people completely, but they had not destroyed them. Instead, they offered partnership. "The old Confederation ruled through fear and oppression," President Park continued. "They destroyed species that were different from them. They took resources from the weak and gave nothing in return. The Human Republic will be different," she gestured to the mixed crowd before her. "Here, all species who accept our authority will be treated as equals. You will keep your homeworlds, your cultures, and your freedoms. In exchange, you will contribute to the peace and prosperity of all." Ambassador Lee Hyo-jin stood from her seat in the front row. She had been working for months to establish treaties with former enemy species. Her job was to turn conquered aliens into willing partners. "The terms are simple," she announced to the assembly. "Accept human leadership in galactic affairs. Contribute to the common defense against external threats. Share technology and resources for the benefit of all species. In return, you will receive protection, trade opportunities, and representation in the Republic government. An alien delegate raised one of his tentacles. What about species that refuse these terms? President Park's expression became serious. They will be left alone as long as they do not threaten Republic worlds or citizens. But they will receive no protection, no trade, and no assistance. In this galaxy, isolation means vulnerability. The message was clear without being threatening. Join the Republic and prosper, or stand alone and risk destruction by hostile forces that still existed beyond the galactic rim. Marshal Ko Sung-woo entered the chamber and approached the podium. He was the commander of the new galactic peacekeeping force, which included both human and alien soldiers. His cybernetic arm gleamed under the chamber lights as he saluted the president. "Madam President," he reported, "the peacekeeping force is fully operational. We have established security stations in all major star systems. Piracy has dropped by 90% and trade routes are now completely safe." The marshal turned to address the assembly. "The peacekeeping force is not an army of occupation. We are here to protect all Republic citizens regardless of species. Our soldiers have orders to use minimal force and to respect local customs whenever possible." He paused and looked directly at the former Confederation leaders. "But make no mistake. Any threat to galactic peace will be eliminated quickly and completely. We have learned from the Confederation's mistakes. We will not allow aggressive species to grow strong enough to threaten others." Admiral Lee Taemin, now promoted after his service during the Shadow War, managed the Republic's exploration program. He stood to give his report on activities beyond Republic space. "Our scout fleets have mapped 12 new sectors beyond the old Confederation borders," he announced. "We have discovered 15 new species, all of which have been peaceful in their first contact with human forces. We have also identified potential threats that require monitoring." The Admiral activated a holographic display showing the galaxy. Republic space was marked in blue and covered nearly 2/3 of the known galaxy. Beyond it lay unexplored regions that might hold both wonders and dangers. "There are species out there that may be as aggressive as the old Confederation," Taemin warned. "Some have technology that could threaten Republic worlds. We are watching them carefully and preparing defenses." Dr. Park Ji-won, now serving as the Republic's chief scientist, presented her latest research findings. "We have begun sharing human technology with our new allies," she reported. "Medical advances that extend lifespans, agricultural improvements that end hunger, and communication systems that connect distant worlds." She smiled at the alien delegates. "In return, we have learned much from your own scientific traditions. The exchange of knowledge benefits everyone. But the aliens in the chamber knew there were limits to what the humans would share. The most advanced weapons, the stealth technology, and the enhancement procedures remained strictly human secrets. The Republic was generous but not foolish." President Park returned to the podium for her closing remarks. 10 years from now, this galaxy will be more peaceful and prosperous than it has ever been. Our children, human and alien alike, will grow up in a universe where cooperation replaces conflict." She looked out over the assembly with genuine warmth. "But remember always that this peace exists because we are strong enough to protect it. The human Republic does not start wars, but we will finish any war that threatens our citizens." As the assembly ended and delegates returned to their ships, High Commander Vex 9 approached President Park. His species had been among the strongest supporters of the old Confederation, but now he served as an advisor to the human government. "Madam President," he said, "I must ask a question that troubles many of my people. What happens if humanity becomes corrupt like the Confederation? What happens if your species decides that ruling the galaxy is more important than protecting it?" President Park considered the question carefully. "That is a fair concern, Commander. But consider this. We spent 4,000 years preparing to return to the galaxy. If we had wanted to rule through fear and oppression, we could have done so from the beginning. Instead, we offer partnership." She gestured toward the window, where alien and human ships could be seen working together in the space around Liberation Station. "We learned from watching the Confederation's mistakes. Power without responsibility leads to corruption and eventual collapse. The Republic will endure because we remember what it feels like to be powerless." Vex 9 nodded slowly. He had seen how efficiently the humans could destroy their enemies, but he had also seen their restraint and victory. Perhaps this new government really would be different. Far from Liberation Station, Admiral Choi Woo-jin stood on the bridge of her flagship, watching long-range sensors that monitored the galaxy's outer edges. Even in peace, the humans remained vigilant. Their enhanced lifespans meant that the officers who remembered the old persecution were still alive and in command. "Admiral," reported her sensor officer, "we are detecting unusual ship movements in the Outer Veil region. Unknown configuration, but definitely military in nature." The Admiral's cybernetic eye focused on the distant signals. "Estimated threat level? Unknown, but they appear to be observing our border patrols. Should we send an investigation team?" Admiral Choi smiled grimly. "Yes, but send the new ships with mixed crews. Let any watchers see that humans and aliens now fight together. Sometimes the best weapon is the enemy's imagination." As Republic ships moved to investigate the mysterious signals, the Admiral reflected on humanity's journey. 4,000 years ago, they had been a single species fighting for survival. Now they led a galactic civilization that included hundreds of worlds and dozens of species. The aliens had tried to destroy humanity because they feared what humans might become. Their fear had been justified, but their solution had been wrong. Humans had become exactly what the aliens feared, the dominant species in the galaxy. But they had also become something the aliens never expected, wise enough to use their power responsibly. Dr. Park Ji-won made her final log entry of the day from her laboratory on New Terra. Personal log. Day 2137 since the return. The integration of human and alien technologies continues to exceed expectations. We have created wonders that neither species could have achieved alone. She paused in her work to look out at the stars. The aliens were right to fear us, but wrong about why. They thought we were dangerous because we were aggressive. The truth is, we are dangerous because we never stop learning, never stop improving, and never forget our lessons. They tried to teach us that the universe is hostile and that only the strong survive. We learned that lesson very well, perhaps too well for their comfort. She returned to her work, developing new technologies that would benefit all Republic species. Outside her window, the stars shone down on a galaxy that was finally at peace. But in the darkness between those stars, human ships continued their eternal watch, ready to defend that peace against any threat. The children of